spoke to something particular in one of the bills I did. It was very vague. I said, I said that you have to allow the brain to bloom. And I don't know if anybody who was watching might have caught me saying that you have to allow the brain to bloom. If you know anything about buds and flowers and stuff like that, when you are a mature seed and you come into this world, you have a large frontal lobe. If you look at seeds with the shell on them, you take them out the seed, they're compact. They're like this waxy, compact substance that folds out of the waxy. There's no actual plant in there. It's just like a waxy compilance of things inside of a shell. And then we call it growing. These are vibrational energies that, when certain levels of vibration hit the seed, it starts to decode information into it, which allows this wax to change into a shape. Some seeds are damaged. They're damaged beyond measure. And subsequently, all baby plants or infants will feel as if the need to pay attention to, everything around you, because something larger than you may damage you, right? These are all significant values of ego and flight or flight and humanistic value, right? So the download is speaking to comprehending that if a plant was around wild animals and other fallen trees and fallen debris and rain and wind and all this, it would feel some type of way growing up, because it's like, I'm not strong enough yet to take on everything that's large. Well, subsequently, the seed doesn't know what it's going to change into. It's getting hit by vibrations, and these vibrations are being sent specifically through a certain ray frequency. The ray carries the energy. The ray carries the frequency. The light ray carries the frequency. The light ray carries the frequency. I'm going to say it again. The light ray carries the frequency. So there's so many different rays that are hitting everything, particularly changing things into their particular frequency. We just like to take our minds and jump all over shit, you know what I'm saying? And say, oh, it's like this, it's like that. It's so cute. The mind has to be trained to understand its broader depths of what the capabilities of. That's not responding. When you respond every single time to something, that shows you don't have the control of the understanding inside your mind. So you have to respond. It's either you're responding to get it's either you're responding to get somebody to say that you're right, or you're responding because it was so unbelievable. That's just, you just had to say something because of lack thereof of what you know about it. The mind is a bud. I'm talking around it. That's what I'm doing. I'm sitting here talking around it. I'm talking to you about how we are individually, opposed to you knowing that your brain is a seed. Your spine is a stem. You know what I'm saying? Like, your feet plant into the ground to give you energy, which are your roots. Your brain is literally a seed. And they have science that shows you this at different times in iniquity. And it's hard to explain this to people because I was talking to this in another bill. I was saying, you don't know what we're going to change into. You don't have the understanding, but the understanding was already laid because we're not the only culture that actually been here. We are a young culture opposed to seeds that has been grown here and they have left and gone on to the next levels of existence. What's happening is somebody knows this that takes place, and they know this that takes place, but they said we don't want them to know that. So we reverse the story. We tell you that, oh, something came down here and mixed up with people and made these giants and da 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 da. These motherfuckers is retarded. They don't got no fucking clue about really what's going on. And if you have to go run and tell it, then you don't know what you're talking about. Most of the knowledge happens to you. The true knowledge in existence happens. It's just something that you have to be aware of. It happens to you. It's not, and it's in particular to each individual. That's what makes knowledge. Know the ledge. You know the ledge of oneself. You know how far you have gone. So the information picked up on that road speaks to the value. Your brain is a seed that no one in this time has actually seen bloom. Now, you might have seen big head people and laughed at them. They might even told these big head people they had medical conditions. But in order to think more, you need more synapses. You need more of these electrical synapses that connect in your brain that allow you to actually have a thought. You need a lot more of them. You know what I'm saying? So to have a larger head would speak to the capability. They also have an iniquity where they have writings on the wall where the head blooms into a flower and it connects to a system that was already that already existed here at another time that actually charged up something individually, like we were batteries, like we are batteries, but you are like a living battery. So the type of battery that you are when you grow to your fullest potential, now you are used to charge up something bigger, possibly the sun. This probably is going to go over everybody's heads like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about right now? You don't know none of this. That's why you being worked. That's why you be put through things like to fall in line and be in order. Somebody's teaching you control because they want to deter you so they can use that energy. Everything in this universe is contrast. When you have something made by a man's hand, everything that is contrastal to what you are. You're the living incarnation of all of that. Not knowing this is your detriment. Other people knowing that you are actually a charged battery, and if they mess with you wrong, you can go sparking off electricity. Knowing that these are volatile batteries. If they knew what they were, they would go sparking off electricity. The sun is bright. It's bright. It's getting big, but at the same time, the batteries got to be changed. This is service. How do you know about divine service? You don't really know about divine service. And see what I'm talking about? Everybody want to be on this side and that side. They want to split it up. Divine is all things. It's all things. Even when these little inadmissibles talking about, oh, they are a part of the divine. If they are part even in a negative aspect, they're pushing you to understand that the service is physical. Why you doing a lot of talking? How much light you giving to somebody with their knowledge so they can see the people? I'm going to show you what knowledge really do. When you know more within yourself, you expand the space of energy that you can compile. The energy that we taking in is radio wave energy. You hear music through an airwave. That is a substance. Whether you can see it or not, it's tangible substance because your ears can pick it up. So that means it's a frequency amount. The more your body can contain different levels of frequency, the more you charge up. This is going to go over everybody's head. The more levels of frequency you can download, the more you charge up. The only way you're going to do that is with unconditional love. You can't be blocking shit. You can't be out here talking about what ain't going to happen, what's going to happen. You blocking frequency. And see, other entities have to block frequency because you know why? They can't take it. It'll burn them. So then they have to think, well, you know what? Let's try to change the dynamic of the frequency that exists. Let's try to burn out the buds before they open. Why you think they want to go in your head and put the chip in your head? Y'all think it's to connect your minds and shit. No, they trying to stop the bud from opening. Why you think weed is illegal? Because it's a bud. It's symbolic to the pineal. You smoking it gonna relax you and allow you to open up your mind. The more energy you can pull in, the more frequency. That's not about just working out. That's being in tune with all the frequencies around you. And the more you can pull in makes you the same as divine. Divine is in all things. You got to find out the best way to do that, to open up this, which is your bud that sits above your mouth. The top chakra, the hidden chakra that you can't access until you open the eye. What happens when a flower starts to bud open? It got this green leaf that covers over the flower, right? It looks like it almost looks like a turban. The way the leaves overlap. When they start to separate at the top, it starts to appear as an eye opening on a forehead. You have a bud on your neck. Understand, this is divine trees growing out here. The love, the unconditional love of spirituality and biblical pretenses and all that is for the ones to feel that unconditional love when you're not in a full growth state. The seed is in incubation, so it has to be curdled and nurtured. So certain things in this existence is good for certain levels of growth. So once that comfortability is set and you have a full understanding of which way you need to grow, you take on more knowledge. Don't you think they know this? So they went back to the same things that we had and reincorporated it in a way that would trap you. They knew you was going to gravitate it to you because they knew you was going to gravitate to it because that's what it took to make you grow. For the bud to open. Y'all missed the whole point of everything. And we out here fighting. How seeds fight? How you got the grass fighting? Ain't even trees yet. First, we're going to teach them how to uproot themselves.